Coming up on Mountain News this morning, people here in the Commonwealth experience a major shift in temperature during the weekend. Everyone in Kentucky County gets a bit closer to having a brand new addiction recovery center.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you at 6 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris, and it's Monday. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. Brandon, all morning, you said, before we even went on air this morning, you mentioned something about Friday, and all morning I've wanted to say it's Friday morning.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, well, we'll make it there eventually.
Exactly. It'll be here before we know it. But this morning, we are getting up and trying to get moving there as we go out the door. And we're going to continue to see some cold conditions across our area. There it went. High knob camera goes out there, goes in and out there at times, but it came back just in time there this morning. And you'll see 34 over there at UVA Wise, 23 just up the road in Clintwood, 36 in Pikeville, 29 over at London, 40 in Jackson and Prestonsburg, and 27 down toward Middlesboro this morning. So grab the coffee. You'll need a little extra in some spots because it's Monday, and after Monday after a time change, also you probably need a little bit of more extra coffee there as you see colder temperatures across parts of the region. 62 our forecast high today, which is above average of 57. Record was 84 back on this day in 1990. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. With heavy snowfall like we just saw during the weekend, road crews had to be quick to respond. While many of us were asleep early Saturday morning, maintenance workers in Perry County were trying to get ahead of the snow. Road crews were out clearing certain areas as early as 1 a.m., making sure roads were safe for those who had to travel.
We really, in a situation like this, just go out, head into it. When it all comes so quick, we're prepared for it, but when it gets like this, that's all you can do is go in head first.
Well, although much of the snow has melted, you are asked to just be careful if you have to drive on the roads this morning. The wintry weather caused a mess for one Eastern Kentucky County road crew. We are told no one was hurt in these pictures. Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley said that more than half of the county's trucks went off of the road Saturday and had to be pulled out by either their mechanic or tow trucks. He asked drivers to be patient with crews as they work to clear roads in slick conditions. Well, road crews across the region had their hands full during the weekend. The Mount Vernon Fire Department shared this photo to its Facebook page of an overturned camper trailer. The crash happened on I-75 southbound near mile marker 53. And Mother Nature saved the best for last in Eastern Kentucky. Well, we're hoping. Several counties got 6 or more inches of snow Saturday. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins talked with people in the region while they enjoyed the possible last bit of winter weather.
A surprise visit from Jack Frost for many Eastern Kentuckians.
We were not expecting snow, but we didn't let it keep us in the house. We decided to just take advantage of it because it'll probably be the last snow before, the weather starts warming up. So we decided to just come out and have fun.
Those in Leslie County making the best of the weather.
Anytime you get to do anything with your friends, you can always find a way to make it fun, especially when you have something that you don't have all the time. A big snow like this is always exciting.
While some in Knott County decided to enjoy the snow with their pets.
That's just their natural environment. They absolutely love it, which my little dog does not. He couldn't hardly get through it. I had to call into work today, so we just enjoyed the snow.
Participating in all the favorites of winter activities.
I like a good snowball fight. I think I'm a little competitive, gets a little competition into it.
My brothers and my dad usually hooks up sleds to the back of the ATVs, and we play rough with it. We do.
Hoping to see more people take advantage before it all melts away.
Especially people with kids and families. Kids love snow, and it's easy to be lazy and stay in the warmth on a snow day, but it's good to get out and make memories, especially in this much snow.
Enjoying the last bit of snow before spring takes over. Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Melton says while she and her friends enjoy the snow, they are ready for all things spring, and I agree with that. Well, dramatic shifts in weather like we saw during the weekend can be especially dangerous for the homeless population. Jenny Ramsey and her volunteers with the Catholic Action Center did their best to let those experiencing homelessness in Lexington know that the weather was about to change for the worse. Ramsey says first responders and police made night rounds, collecting anyone they saw and taking them to a shelter, but that in itself created another problem.
Numbers of those who are experiencing homelessness has dramatically increased. COVID has also been the big challenge.
Ramsey says they had to limit the number of volunteers and the number of those who could stay at their shelter. She says their hope and prayer is that the weekend storm was the last real hit of wintry weather. Well, the weekend snowstorm did not affect the last day of West Virginia's legislative session. The point of contention for more than 90 minutes of heated discussion, abortion, specifically a bill that would prohibit the procedure to those seeking it because of a disability to the unborn child. The law would force doctors to inquire of their patient's reason for the abortion and confirm it had nothing to do with a disability, including Down syndrome. Under questioning from Democrats, the bill's presenter said an abortion could proceed with any other reason.
And you actually had to talk to them, you wouldn't push this legislation. If you actually had to hear their stories, you wouldn't come down here and pass this nonsense. You wouldn't do that if you had to hear them out.
Democrats accused Republicans of rushing the bill for political gain. West Virginia's Senate passed the bill with a vote of 27-5. The bill now heads to the governor's desk. Well, feeling a little groggy after the time change, we are. Daylight saving time is known to throw off our body's natural sleep rhythm, and doctors say it could have a real effect on our health. Allie Blake has more.
Daylight saving time. You either love it or you hate it. But one thing's for sure, that for everyone, it changes your body in some way.
Circadian rhythm is an internal clock. So when you mess that up, you can mess up some body functions, like your sleep pattern will change a little bit, even though it's just an hour.
Dr. Fox says it can cause more than just fatigue, that it can increase blood pressure, disrupt your immune system, and other cognitive functions.
After the first few days of daylight saving change, you may see an increased risk of stroke, increased risk of heart attack, increased risk of accidents because you're not thinking as clearly.
Daylight saving can also cause distress to children as their normal routines can be altered. Physicians say it's best to make small changes leading up to and after the time change.
The good part about daylight saving time, though, is there is a little bit more daylight, so therefore you have the ability to be more active.
Of course, there's the age-old debate why we should even keep switching the clocks each year. But for a medical standpoint, there are some benefits to stopping daylight saving.
Done from a health standpoint, I think we're probably better off staying on one time, because while all these problems aren't great magnitude, they do have an effect. And if you happen to be the one who has an increased risk of a heart attack, it has a lot of effect on you personally.
The good news is doctors say conditions associated with daylight saving can improve in as little as a few days to weeks. In Lexington, Allie Blake, WKYT.
Daylight saving time runs until November 6th. Well, Eastern Kentucky is one step closer to adding a new addiction treatment center in Greenup County. Addiction Recovery Care announced that its portion of the former Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital campus has been fully executed. In December of 2021, ARC shared its plans to develop the former hospital campus, which closed in 2020 after nearly 70 years of service. The new treatment center is expected to create an additional 250 local jobs, including nurses, counselors, case managers, and maintenance workers, among others. Well, with March being National Kidney Month, health officials in Corbin are asking everyone to get tested for kidney disease. Those with Dialysis Clinic Incorporated say almost 8 to 10 million people are unaware they have the disease. 2 to 4 million people out of those have severe chronic kidney disease. One of the clinic's patients, Kenneth McGee, says if you can get tested, you should.
I wasn't checked, and maybe if I was checked, I could have saved myself a lot of, unnecessary stuff going on.
Health officials say you should always talk to your primary care doctor first whenever the disease is in question.
6:09 here on this cold Monday morning as we head into Pi Day. It is 3.14 or 3/14 or March 14th. Let's take a look and see what's going on there outside this morning. US 119, US 23 going up Jenkins Mountain, a completely different scene from this time Saturday morning where we were snow covered up that way. All that's melted away, at least for the most part, and temperatures will go up quite nicely again today after getting into the upper 40s and 50s yesterday. 23 Clintwood, 40 in Jackson and Prestonsburg. That's our range this morning, so we're kind of splitting the difference there in the upper 20s to low 30s across parts of the area. We're looking at temperatures that are climbing already out toward Paducah, where they're at 44, Louisville's at 45, Tri-Cities though still at 28. 62 this afternoon. Our forecast, mostly sunny skies, will continue to be around for much of the day, and we'll see the headlines for this week. Nice start, a couple of days there in the 60s to start us off. Some scattered rain chances might cool us off a little bit there on Wednesday, but not a lot, and staying mild, 60 degrees or better all week long. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Coming up, President Joe Biden partners with the president of France to hold Russia accountable for its actions in Ukraine.